Investigator Okudzeto at the part 3 of the National Cathedral scandal no aba. Yenkonko kenkan ne yenhwe asɛm a investigator yi wode atuja. Hey, Okudzeto episode 3. Now, for those who don't know what's going on, episode 1 Embra will be expose say address no of National Cathedral na say ye create America no address no na eni ho edan bi eni ho sa na consultant no ne warehouse ni dia ye address ne nsem bebre no. That was the first episode, okay? The second episode oba be expose ni pakra wewu a ye de ni social security number akwa register for the National Cathedral America no. Now, we a third episode. Yanko third episode ni enhwe Okudzeto nsem a wo kan. Now, we see episode 3 of the National Cathedral Scandals, American edition. I say, my parliamentary oversight mission to the United States of America with the patriotic and constitutional objective of scrutinizing the operations of the National Cathedral of Ghana in that country has certainly opened a very big can of worms. Now, I say, say, dear wade bano, ama Ghana fo hu say, yes, ana Ghana fo be hu say, National Cathedral no, asem wo ho papa enkrofo yusu edidi bone ede bokro no. I say episode 3 reveals deeply distressing findings from the two US states of Oklahoma and Illinois. I say hitherto Ghanaians and the Parliament of Ghana had only been informed either through official documentation, the National Cathedral of Ghana website, and press releases from the Cathedral Secretariat about its Washington, D.C. office, even though that address, 1090 Vermont Avenue, NW, Washington, D.C., 20005, has now turned out to be fictitious. Also, thanks to my trip, we also now know that the Missouri address of the U.S. consultant, Carrie Summers, whose Nehemiah Group is keeping our $6 million according to documents submitted to Parliament in November last year, is rather a miserable-looking coffee warehouse. Into actually say, National Cathedral for some more Ghana for ne the Parliament ne enyamena no more Ghana for say, say National Cathedral so see wa America no and na Washington DC DNP. Now, on no Okudzeto or American wakwa ko say dabi National Cathedral no enye Washington DC pe na amwasanso ayebi ewo Illinois ene Oklahoma. I can today reveal that there has been a bustling hive of activity behind Washington DC and Missouri. I have secured true certified copies of registration and other documentation of the National Cathedral of Ghana and Bible Museum Foundation Incorporated in Oklahoma and Illinois. These documents are duly attached and made public for the first time. An analysis of the Oklahoma and Illinois files raised a number of alarming issues. It was when Nsaka from Oklahoma and Illinois, and our Mudisi Ghana for you or no Okudzeto Nsaka kan klata obi enhunda. Na nkrata na Nsaka akoka no e raise issues via alarming na issues no any. One, contrary to explanation by the National Cathedral Secretariat contained in their May 2nd, 2023 response to episode 1 of my expose, that the Washington DC incorporation without the clergy was only an interim measure which preceded the January 6, 2022 opinion of the Attorney General. The document in my possession confirm otherwise. The indisputable evidence is that long after the January 6, 2022 opinion of the Attorney General, the Oklahoma registration was renewed on December 12, 2022 for another year with the legendary three Dr. Vernon Darko, Eric Otredakon, and Dr. Opoku Mensah responsible for all funds to be collected. Now, Utien Semwa Wokan. Embra waba bonten ebeka Washington die no National Cathedral for nsem mo kan say oh interim ye ka say bibi interim anya de ebetena ho afebo ade a etena ho for temporary nti asem mo kan say de nti o musi ana wo mo register National Cathedral e wo Washington DC no interim keke ati ase be no kra no utie Attorney General nsem a wo kan nem said the Attorney General wasn't even in accordance, and I mean, is it accordance? Attorney General wasn't in line, okay, wasn't aligned to the idea of the National Cathedral, Washington D.C. There no. Into I say Attorney General no answer Attorney General beka. MC Attorney General Ninsen Semne Koso na nkrofo miense yi asan kwa National Cathedral ni ebi ewo Oklahoma ene Illinois na the entire wo motete sa National Cathedral e was our state ni na ne say wo mo de gisika funds wo mo de gisika okay into Okudzeto nsem a work now the first one no the second one no say along the same trajectory long after the January 6, 2022 advice of the Attorney General, the same trial defiled the Attorney General and applied for authority to conduct affairs in Illinois on September 2nd, 2022. This time, Dr. Vernon Dakun was registered as president. Still, Illinois so omoko register. Attorney General neka trom se momo nkonko ye bibisa. Womo mfi Attorney General no. Ema womo ekoko register another one ewo Illinois. Eno so Mr. Dr. Vernon Dakun, Eric Ochredakun, ena opoku mense ya. But Illinois dieno, osha Dr. Vernon Dakun yede no eye president. Also, in filing the Illinois registration document, the trial stated at entry 2C that the period of duration for the Washington D.C. Incorporated National Cathedral of Ghana and Bible Museum Foundation Incorporated was perpetual and not an interim special purpose vehicle, as the Secretariat has been falsely claiming in their recent press statement following my episodes. And you see, Embro Okudzeto expose omo say womo akwakoye bibi wo Washington no omo kan say omo be katre Ghana for say eye interim eye temporal. Okudzeto say omo ko register for Illinois no enkrata ni mu no omo tro say Washington DC die no eye ade a eye perpetual na say eda hoda enya ade a bo ye for interim and enya ade a ye for temporal. Na say omo ada Ghana for because documents just say mwakwa kansa ade no enye temporal. Now so we be responded to Ghana for unim say Ghana for be raise concerns inti waba be katre Ghana for say ade na temporal. Also, another bizarre discovery is the declaration to Oklahoma authorities by the trial in both the 2021 and 2022 registrations that the address of the National Cathedral of Ghana and Bible Museum Foundation Incorporated is 3119A South Scenic, Springfield, MO65807, which is the coffee warehouse belonging to Carisames. Omo register Oklahoma so dear no. Omo ka Washington DC. Omo register Oklahoma dear no. Omo provided details no. Omo comma address Washington DC dear no address no. Omo comma different address. Yes our coffee house na. And a coffee warehouse na. Okudzeto Ablakwa wokoye no, which belongs to Carisames no. Now was it 5? It is extremely curious that in the 2021 Oklahoma registration, all three actors share the same Missouri address, an address which belongs to the ubiquitous Carisames. Omo register Oklahoma nso de no, omo miensa ni na atre se omo te baby baako. Na saa baby baako a omo miensa ni ka se omo te no, eye saa Israel ni a okoko fa mbo ba ya ye ma ne $6 billion yi. Ni fie ho no mo se omo te. As both the Oklahoma and Illinois registration documents reveal that Dr. Vernon Dakun is the president and director of the National Cathedral of Ghana and Bible Museum Foundation Incorporated. How did Dr. Vernon Dakun become president of a national project abroad? Who appointed him to that position? How does he derive his authority? How is he accountable to Ghanaians? Why is Parliament not aware of his exalted status? Into Obisa say, Oklahoma ni Illinois registration no. Yede Dr. Vernon Dakun, and you see, interestingly, Okudzeto expose Washington DC there no. And some of can say, oh, Dr. Vernon Dakun no, or ye Ghana ni a wo ye juma. Atre say National Cathedral no da na koma so inti ye selecting ne keke. Inti onye obi asa say ye selecting ne keke because what share akoma pa afa National Cathedral no we donate afa National Cathedral no ehun. Inti ye selecting ne keke se wo moa. Inti Okudzeto ababa expose say Oklahoma any Illinois there no. Omo say Dr. Vernon Dakun no ye president. Eno obi sa say eba ne sen ene etumi select you obi say ombe da ne president for a national project. Bien and now so I selected say nipa kro no. To me, Ben or wa as president of the National Cathedral project, no, because se sikaneba, so I know the president. Then or this sikanebe, one the man said to me, no, saying or be accountable to Ghanaians. Questions Okudzeto ebisa no. Or say if the National Cathedral of Ghana and Bible Museum Foundation Incorporated is truly a national project belonging to Ghanaians, why are Ghana's 2 diplomatic missions in Washington, D.C. and New York playing absolutely no role? Why should Dr. Vernon Darko and his collaborators have all the authority over a so-called national project abroad, while our ambassador and permanent representative have absolutely no authority and no locus? Iti Okudzeto asema can say by saying ena Ghana national project. And listen, it is a good point he has raised. A man saying a Ghana national project. Yes, ye wo nkrofo wo abrochi, ambassadors wo abrochi. Say ade no eye genuine ambassadors na wo say ekita mu. E ba ne say na ndɛ de private people mum na ekita. Ghana ambassadors wo abrochi ho no omu nim ho hwe. Ade yes ye national project no. Now, I was also raising another question. I say, due to the strict requirements under Oklahoma's Solicitation of Charitable Contributions Act, the trial were compelled to declare that in 2021, they raised $63,978 in Oklahoma. This amount has never been disclosed to Ghanaians, neither is it contained in any of the reports to Parliament. Where is this money and what was it used for? When will Ghanaians know the total amount of funds raised across the US, and how credible would that figure be considering the sordid levels of opacity, structural illegalities, and abysmal corporate governance? It's Okudzeto say wakwa he nkra atemu ehun say because Oklahoma ho no eye compulsory say obeye donation for charity na ye masika declare sika wunya ye. Into Oklahoma ho no in 2021 omu declare say donations na Womo kwa Ghana for Hokoka say ye besi National Cathedral mo first Canberra no siko munya ye $63,978. That is close to $64,000. And then ye convert ya Ghana sikemu a one hwe ya ebeko close to 800,000 Ghana cedis. A year 8 billion old cedis. It was in 2021. Sika amoji free Ghana for hono no. Omo be account e wo parliament. Omo amfa sa sika na nka ho. Na se 2021 omuji sika we a other places sika womoji ye na no so we he adenti no mon country Ghana for say sika yenya every Ghana for we abrochi ho no eni adenti no mo keep this information in na say sika na afa he because mobile account wa parliament sika ya spend wa National Cathedral so no mo afa say sika na nka ho enti e den na e koso enti you see the point Okudzeto is raising very very solid points. 10th point must say the time to stop this marauding trial, who purport to be raising funds in our names and on behalf of the Ghanaian people, but have no mandate and are not accountable to us, is now. Inti Okudzeto asema kan say nkrofo yi enam ena wo mujiji sika in the name of National Cathedral, but yen hu de omudi sika ne ye yen hu sika ne bebia efa. Inti o say Ghana for sorry ebisa nkrofo yi say National Cathedral ya mo ede yedin ejiji sikano ewe. 10th point, I say the 10th okay, that's what I just read. I say even before my admitted motion for a full-scale parliamentary inquiry is debated, Ghanaians expect the Auditor General and the External Audit Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams and Reverend Eastwood Anaba demanded to urgently commence an audit into the domestic and international operations of the National Cathedral of Ghana. SOA's impeachable oversight shall be back. Into Okudzeto say, Obeba with more information. But Eastwood Anaba, Reverend Eastwood Anaba, on the Archbishop Nicholas Duncan Williams, Omo demanded for auditing. It was say auditing no eshasiye say koso. It was Obabe posti infoni of a year state of Oklahoma. A renewable certificate of registration in Nyama what National Cathedral for, and you see very typical of Okudzeto na or the Nyama be say bana what the documents no eba Ghana for na it to me verify when say ebia documents no no query ebia no query at here. So that is what is going on. I see he'll be coming with more. Let's wait to see whether the National Cathedral will come and respond with their explanations and all that. So, the Okudzeto can no man by responding and all that. Let's wait and see. Much your comment box in moment.